This is going to be an interesting battle. Who's going to get the best start of it as they come out of the final turn? And we're going to go racing at Wackersdorf. Green light. And we're racing straight away. It's a cracking start from Freddie Slater. Lucas Flusha still holding it around the outside. But it looks to me as though Eddie Robinson's going to hold into second position. Flusha tries to keep it around the outside and gets a very late line around the outside. Into third position, he might be able to hold on in front of the cart in front. That's Sebastian NG edging his way through. And here comes the fast starting 9:23 of Adrian Ferrer. His teammate manages to get through into fourth position, and René Lammers now starting to surge in behind Lucas Flusha as well. There might be now a couple of drivers who have ended up down the order. No, everybody's okay, and NG gets through in the inside of Eddie Robinson. So now it's a straight fight between Freddie Slater and Sebastian NG. Not yet, because the Dutchman is hanging on very valiantly indeed as Paul Cayos gets up into sixth position. What a sector that was. He's gone from 8th to 6th in the course of a handful of corners. As Delgado's made the move on Leo Robinson. Roy Shaw down to 12th as a result of all of that. And here is that squabble. They're right in the mix of it. And it's 9th place downwards. Ferrer, Delgado, Robinson, Shaw, Lyle, Slater, De Decker and Schleimer. All in the mix there. 8 of them. Absolutely hammer and tongs. Ferrer up the inside. Watch for Roy Shaw. He takes 3 of them in one as off goes Robinson. Robinson's out of the race. Oh, disaster. But Roy Shaw found his way on the inside of all 3 to move up into 9th position. Scrap, Sasha Van Pad Bosch, Noah Lyle and Paul Cayos. And they're giving us an absolute barnstormer. Round the outside, Noah Lyle trying to get cut in, but Paul Cayos gets the move, and he is up into 7th position. Up the pressure, but now they go into the final lap. It's now or never, and they both know it. This could be the lap that decides the fight for the title. NG trying to get the victory. Slater defending. NG getting close in the braking zone, but Slater's hanging on beautifully. And Slater looking more over his shoulder than he is up the road at the moment. He needs to focus. NG giving him plenty of pressure. And again, Slater looks back. He's got good drive off the corner though. NG's going to struggle to go with him. So can Freddie Slater hang on in the last sector of the lap? He's definitely had a brilliant run up to this point. He keeps checking over his shoulder. The nerves are setting in, but I think he's done enough. He's defended beautifully in the first sector, controlled the pace in the second, and now going into the final couple of corners, Freddie Slater has delivered when he needed to. He's been on song when it was required. Out of the final turn, Freddie Slater's done it again. He wins at Wackersdorf. Brilliant race. Absolutely heroic drive, and Slater celebrates in fantastic, euphoric fashion. Away they come out of the final hairpin, and we are racing at Wackersdorf once again. The juniors get themselves a perfect start. 3 wide, nearly to go. Oh, contact in the middle. And it's a big problem for 2 of them that have gone around. Kian Shields has spun it, so too has the 43 of Ollie Pilker, and a big spin to avoid from Alfie Rigby. Kian Shields is devastated. He's been spat out of the middle. Absolute disaster for the Scotsman. He's okay, but his weekend is over. You've got to feel for Kian Shields. He's pushed so hard over the weekend, and somebody has ended up spitting him off the circuit there. Oliver Behrman trying to hang on, and for the moment he's held on to it. Joe Taylor in 3rd from Lucio. Then it's Ken Oscar Algra who's made his way to 5th. Up the inside, trying to dive to the inside line. Determination from Ken Oscar Algra. He's side by side, and Lucio's crowded out of room. They're onto the grass. And here comes Chris Harnan trying to make his way at the inside. Jason Young now trying to tuck up to the inside. And Taylor, Harnan, Algra, Leung, Lucio, Meyer, and then Spindlow. Gray's trying to hold off the attentions of Joe Taylor, who makes the bid and gets into 2nd place. End of lap 4. And Behrman is going to hold the inside line. Taylor's going to tuck it to the inside, but Oliver Gray is going to tuck out to the inside line and gets into 2nd position again. Now Oliver Gray nearly pulls across alongside Oliver Behrman, but then sorts himself out. Behrman going defensive to the inside line for the hairpin. He knows that this sector is crucial for him to be the man in front in the field already, as Algra is going to try and make his move up the inside. Meanwhile, Gray goes for Behrman, and it's not worked. Joe Taylor's going to get through instead. Now Jason Young makes the move, and Chris Harnan goes through. Oh, Ken Oscar Algra on the grass. And here comes Lucio. He gets through, so does Max Meyer. So a big mistake then from Ken Oscar Algra. Then Shaw, Spindlow. Here comes Jason Young. Makes the move on the undercut for Chris Harnan. And for the lead, Joseph Taylor having to shut the door to Oliver Behrman. Oliver Gray gets alongside into 2nd place. This is just going to keep getting better and better and better. 8 laps to go. Behrman makes the move now on Gray. Doesn't make it stick. Joe Taylor goes defensive to the inside line. Gray trying to hold it right around the outside. That's covered off Behrman for the moment. So he's there in second place. He's going to make the lunge to the inside of Taylor, is he? No, not quite. Jason Young still fourth. Max Meyer has crept his way up to fifth position. Anna and Josh Rowledge in front of Archie Walker and Heron and Neradini from Pearson and Saab. Here comes Behrman. Joe Taylor go defensive on the inside. Gray tucks to the outside. And Behrman's going to get past both of them. Oh, Gray tries to get through to the inside line. A little bit of a nudge of wheels. Behrman tries to cover off Jason Young. Young commits to the move on his teammate. And they come together. Behrman and Young go sideways. Behrman somehow hangs on to the place, but now he's going to lose out to Harnan and Meyer and Sam Shaw. Oh, Behrman tried his best, but his teammate and championship rival Jason Young ends up hitting his teammate. What's the one rule of the sport? Don't hit your teammate. Unfortunately, Freddie Spindlow is out of the race elsewhere as well. So Neradini in trouble. Volt and Khaled Saab have not come through. Side by side, Oliver Gray round the outside of Joe Taylor. What a move from Oliver Gray! And now Joe Taylor wants a piece of it back again. But Oliver Gray steps it up around the outside of the first right-hander and snatches the lead. That is one of the best overtaking moves I have ever seen at Wackersdorf. But now he's got to stay in front of him. Here comes Behrman, side by side with Harnan. He goes late on the brakes and gets the move done and does it to Taylor. Contact! Contact between Behrman and Taylor. Taylor in the barriers. Behrman spins around. The championship leader in dire straits. Oh, he had such a fight back, but it's all come awry. Chris Harnan trying to get through into second position. And here comes Elo Gonzalez. Gonzalez now makes the move on Chris Harnan. But what a race this is turning into for Sam Shaw. He's now in second position. Oliver Gray gets the win. Absolutely fantastic performance with the move of the season. And it is, we're racing. 19 laps of Wackersdorf ahead of us. And Erbaldsmoor gets a slightly better jump initially, but to the inside comes Kimber and Morin, and they tuck through. Olsen switches to the inside line in the hope that she can get the inside line for the hairpin, and so far so good. Contact, carts all over the shop. That's Noisdale Bar, and that's Callum Bradshaw in the mix of it. Callum Bradshaw, the championship leader, is in the mix. And Don Steenman is out as well. Now Bradshaw's got going again. Morin and Brown Nutley with Erbaldsmoor in fourth ahead of Matilda Olsen. There goes Olsen through into fourth place. Varva trying to cut through past his countryman. And on the inside line into sixth position, that is Dimitrov. Oh, and that's Joey Van Splinteren off. Joey Van Splinteren's off the road and he's got a bent rear bumper. Still a tough race in the offing. Mechanical flag for Niels Coolen. It looks as though he's going to join his teammate, Joey Van Splinteren, on the sidelines. Stealing Earth competitors. As up the inside goes Lewis Gilbert. Gilbert gets the move on Erbaldsmoor. And now Gilbert signals to the Spaniard. Come on, let's go after Matilda Olsen. And now Ravenscroft is out of the race. One of the big players. In he comes. Disaster. Standings are a long way down as Gilbert makes the move on Olsen. Keeping that cart wide. Brown Nutley is going to get alongside his teammate. Here comes Hans Morin. Slices up the inside into second place. Brilliant lunge from Hans Morin. And Hans Morin's going to unleash it into the lead. Is he? No, not quite. He's going to lose ground. And up the inside comes Brown Nutley. Gilbert gets the both. Lewis Gilbert into second place. So now with 2.5 laps left, Matilda Olsen's going to make the move on Hans Morin. It's all come undone. Erbaldsmoor goes through into fifth position as well. And now suddenly, Lewis Gilbert is on the back of Mark Kimber. Onto it for dear life, and Brown Nutley's braking late. Trying to get the switcheroo on Gilbert, and he's there, but not with the power. Hangs on, Gilbert trying to shut down Brown Nutley. Olsen gets up the inside. In a third position goes Matilda Olsen. And through to fourth goes Erbaldsmoor. And they're all going to try and get to the hairpin in good nick. Trying to come around the outside. Erbaldsmoor is squeezed by Brown Nutley, who's back in the hunt in fourth position. Side, not quite. Mark Kimber's going to get it from Gilbert and Olsen. What a race. What an absolutely brilliant duel. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all she wrote. We've had a fantastic weekend here at Wackersdorf. It's always been great to come back here again, but now we move on to the fourth and final round of the IAME Euro Series, taking place on the weekend from the 30th of August through to the 1st of September at the gorgeous Salbris circuit in the French countryside. We can't wait to go there. Your company would be absolutely appreciated. We really have had an amazing weekend here in Germany, and we can't wait to get under wraps again in France for the season finale as we battle for the title in Mini, Junior and Senior X30 campaigns in the 2019 IAME Euro Series. Bye for now. Dankeschön.